this meme actually originated from a furry art commission that ended up costing over $20,000.
It's real?
This situation happened
This is
a while
real?
back when someone spent almost
This is real? I thought it was a joke. I did not. Someone actually paid $20-something. $20-something thousand. What am I saying? $20-something thousand for a furry drawing? This is real? Furry artists are taking over the TikTok art community. So I'm pretty sure the question on all of our minds is how furry artists are so rich. So we're gonna find out today in this video by Mohammed Agbadi. You know, someone that most of you probably already know, but let's see what he got to say.
It would appear artists on TikTok have unlocked a new level in the metaphorical drawing arcade and are quote-unquote ditching making casual art and embracing drawing not safe for work furry art for hundreds of dollars, if not thousands. Let's talk about it, I guess.
We can pay you handsomely.
I am now a child of light. Your earthly money holds no appeal to me.
$20,000.
What? What? $20,000. $20,000. Is there someone? Be honest with me. Is there someone? I'm sorry if I got loud. Let me just bring it back down. Let's calm down. Is there actually someone out there who's making $20,000 a month off of just NSFW furry commissions? I think I made the wrong choice in life.
What do you do and how much do you make?
I do like NSFW art, depending on what it is. It can be like $30 to $50, but yeah.
What's NSFW? Not
safe for work. So I actually do very.
Yeah, baby!
I ain't gonna lie, the way how this video is edited is super good already. But $30 to $50 sounds normal. It sounds what you expect for any art commission, you know what I'm saying? So that doesn't really surprise me too much. I even saw a video somewhere, a friend of mine sent me, because you know we talk about artists and how different ways artists can make money. A friend of mine sent me an Instagram profile where this girl drives like a very nice pink Porsche, and basically what she does, she makes furry costumes and stuff like that, and she makes hundreds of thousands of dollars a month per just doing that, which is just insane, you know, incredible.
Artists who once painted dreamy landscapes, stylized anime portraits, and painted their OCs under dynamic lighting are now frantically clawing the earth drawing anthropomorphic wolves in hoodies. But the question I kept asking myself before diving headfirst into this topic was, why are all these artists suddenly interested in making furry art? What?
Money. Most of them is just money. Like, I knew people before this who were just normal artists, and they were just, you know, enticed by the fact that they can make a lot of money. And like, some of them aren't really furries, if you know what I'm saying. Like, they just make the art just for the sake of money, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not really because they enjoy the act of doing it. They just want to get paid, you know, they enjoy making money to pay for their gym memberships, making money to pay for their cars, stuff like that. They just enjoy it. It's just all about making money, dude.
What is the big secret? What are they not telling us non-furry drawer artists and are gatekeeping to only a select few? But first I had to learn and properly educate myself on what a furry was. According to the Reddit scholars, a furry is a person who enjoys anthropomorphic characters, including characters that might not physically be anthropomorphic but still have human sentience and interactions. Anthropomorphic meaning characters that are basically animals which also have human characteristics, like wolves, cats, dogs, dolphins, kangaroos.
I am a kangaroo. Ooh, kangaroo fursuit! I have not seen too many of you guys before.
And this is not to bash or, you know, be rude to any of my furry artists out there, but come on, let's be honest here. This is a bit much if you think about it.
Can I see a hop, please? That was actually pretty good.
Literally.
Doing furry commissions because apparently they are rich. They are rich, okay. They are rich, right?
It has come come to my attention that compared to other casual commissions on social media, furry art commissions pay much better. Like, much better. The price for a single full body furry character with color, shading, and a background sometimes falls within the ranges of $150 to $400.
Yes. With more experienced artists, yes. So I don't like talking about this, but at some point in time, because if you watch my videos, you've probably heard of many times when I talked about the fact that I used to draw mainly to make money. And obviously since money was my main motivator, I would have ended up in the NSFW for art space. And in the NSFW art space, you can make a lot of money. But then when you are an NSFW furry artist, you can make a lot more money. So like I've had experience with just making regular NSFW art, and I had experience making a couple NSFW furry drawings here and there. And all I'm gonna say, baby, like if you want that bread, that moolah, and you don't care about nothing else, then that's the place that you should go, because people are just willing to pay a higher premium, especially if you have the skills to do it. I know a couple people, a couple acquaintances of mine, fellow artists who just are really in both those spaces purely for the money. And I don't want to act as if I'm Mr. Genuine here and I don't care about the money. Money's great. It buys access to a lot of things in life. But I just didn't feel comfortable to like constantly be doing these things over and over again. If you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like it's more important for you to have a connection with the art that you're making than just be churning stuff out just for the sake of making money. Again, I completely understand it for people who need it, and I need it too, but I don't know. I guess I just chose to suffer being broke and make YouTube videos than to lose all of my mental fortitude and, draw flipping bunnies getting speared. Okay.
But no one was asking the important question, which I assume is floating in everyone's head. Why are furries so rich? And for the life of me, I can't even answer this question. So I went back on TikTok and found a video explaining why furries were quote unquote called rich. I found this video that said furries aren't exactly rich, they just understand art.
Furries aren't rich, but they understand that art is a luxury, which is why they are willing to pay a lot for commission when regular people don't. What? What? I mean, so what are you saying? Are you saying people are willingly putting themselves in financial debt because they think art is a luxury? I mean, I respect the people who appreciate art and who are willing to pay for it, but I do believe people are willing to pay a large sum of money for certain drawings, and especially abundantly. I think it's safe to say that they do live on the finer side of life, if that makes sense. But at the same time, it's also fair to say that some of them have issues. Maybe some of them are just too addicted to the lifestyle of whatever they built up in. Not only furry artists, but NSFW artists, or just any sort of genre in general. There are a couple people who are just a bit too into that lifestyle when they are willing to like put themselves broke just for the love of the game.
But people in the comments still pointed out that aside from furries just enjoying art and are willing to spend more money on it, some of them work in tech fields, which apparently is why they truly are just rich. By TikToker Julio backed up these assumptions, explaining his experience meeting a furry IRL, and the conversation went like this.
There are many times in life where I've been wrong, times where I've experienced lapses in judgment. I'm talking to this girl and I noticed that on her bag, she has a little keychain, like a furry tail keychain. And out of curiosity, I ask her where she got that. She tells me it's the tail of her spirit animal. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. We all have spirit animals. But she puts a lot of emphasis on the word animal. So, I noticed that, and as a joke, I'm like, haha, what are you, a furry? But as soon as I say that, her fucking eyes light up like a little boy who just got told that his dad, who was stationed in Iraq, is coming back. And she very, very happily and confidently tells me yes. And I was really taken aback by this because she looks extremely normal. And I know that might be a very crude way of saying it. I'm not trying to say that all furries are fucking evil, heinous, abnormal people. But, in my mind, I've seen a lot of, furry representation on the internet, and it's not always been the most positive. But this girl is bad as fuck, so if you're a furry, fuck it, I'm a furry. So I started asking questions of what I think a typical furry does. Do you have a fursona? Do you have a fursuit? Do you commission furry porn? I didn't ask that last part, but she did say yes to the first two ones. She has a fucking Egyptian Mao cat fursona, and she has the fursuit to match. And I asked her how much that costed, and she very casually tells me 12 bands. 12 bands just casually owns my fucking net worth in a fursuit. And, you know, that interaction changed my fucking mental capacity. That conversation altered the way that I think about furries forever. Because, what? I later started doing some research on the internet, and I've come to realize a lot of furries are rich. A lot of furries have really high-paying jobs, like 6-figure jobs. I don't know how or why that's an occurrence, but in retrospect, being a furry is an expensive hobby, right? You gotta pay for the fursuit, you gotta pay for whatever else. But yeah, that was a really big revelation to me.
The people in the comments of this video all agreed with Julio and were explaining why this was normal, since according to them, a lot of furries work.
No, it should have been me, not him.
Hi there, what do you do for a living?
I am a certified mechanic, but I do receiving specialist.
All right, thank you. Hi there, what do you do for a living?
I'm a train conductor in training.
Awesome, thank you. Hi there, what do you do for a living?
I work for Costco Wholesale.
Awesome.
Brother, I'm gonna say this though. You gotta put some respect on the mechanics of that suit. Did you see how bro's mouth just opened?
Hi there, what do you do
Look at
for
this.
a living?
Look at that. That was kind of cool. That was kind of cool. I ain't gonna lie. That was kind of cool. A little respect to the fursuit designers out there. You know, look like it's really worth the price.
What do you do and how much do you make?
I do like NSFW art, depending on what it is. It can be like $30 to $50, but yeah.
What's NSFW?
Not safe for work. So I actually do furry for the furry community.
Yeah,
Like I draw it.
Furry.
Furry. So furries are, I don't want to, I feel like it's a bit hard to explain. I don't want to
Okay.
offend anyone in the furry community.
Okay, so you draw furry.
Yeah.
And you draw it.
Yes.
Yeah. So obviously you're very talented at drawing. And how did you stumble across this market?
Reddit.
Okay, so you like Reddit.
I saw someone doing the same thing on Reddit. So
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna hop on this because I'm in uni. So I'm like, okay, side hustle.
Where can this take you? How much money can you make doing this?
I have no idea how much anyone else
I
is
respect
making,
it.
but yeah, I'm making enough.
So
I
do
respect
people
it.
just describe to you what they want?
Yeah.
And you
I
decide, okay,
respect
I'll
it.
make it.
Or they'll give you some like inspiration as well to like refer to.
Yeah.
Sometimes they give me personas and then like I'll draw them. So
Okay. Are you just using Twitter or are you on like other things like Fiverr and things like
just Twitter for now.
that? Yeah.
Twitter is really where it's at, by the way, dude. Like, Twitter, you can find them all on Twitter. But I respect it, though. I respect the hustle.
Too scared to take it anywhere else.
You could be huge. Do you get really disturbing commissions that you like don't really want to do?
Yes.
Whatever brings the money in. Like honestly,
Ugh.
it's really hard to like draw the line at what's too much.
Ah.
A real life artist accepting R-rated furry art commissions and talking about their whole process in public. Wow. That's a first. I never thought I'll expect to see an artist openly admit to drawing R-rated art and making money off of it just in person on a video. But there's a first time for everything. Although I feel like her prices were kind of low just because of the type of art she was making.
Yeah,
And
it
when I
was
scrolled
pretty
through the
low.
comments, everyone else were telling her to raise her prices since she was making R-rated art and were explaining how she could be making more from the kinds of commissions she was taking.
If you are interested in getting a furry commission, you know, just want to put it out there right now. Right now, I'm doing a flash sale over on VGen. You know, I'm trying to get verified over there so I could, like, you know, do more stuff. So, commissions are going 50% off for the first 5 people. And, yeah, if you're a furry that looks to want to get a commission, I'll more than happy to accept a normal commission from you or anybody else who's looking to get something. First link or second link, or the link is down below, right below the Patreon link. So find yourself there, catch you on over there.
I guess I was right. The price for that kind of art is mostly dependent on your popularity and skill, detail, etc. It's a competitive market. You can't just raise your prices. You make the price that gets you commissioned. I got a friend who does that and she charges 200 euros minimum. Furries paid for her wedding. Well, I guess she's living a happy married life after all. Furry commissions gotta be an overpowered income. Those people make like thousands per drawing. While some people kept wondering why furries paid that much for a drawing and questioning if any of this was even real, it will appear this meme actually originated from a furry art commission that ended up costing over $20,000.
It's real?
This situation happened
This is
a while
real?
back when someone spent almost
This is real? I thought it was a joke. I did not. Someone actually paid $20-something 20-something thousand dollars. What am I saying? 20-something thousand dollars for a furry drawing? This is real? Dude. What?
It's $3,000 on furry designs, which ended up looking rushed and incomplete.
Exactly. No. It should have been me, not him. It should have been me.
But you also have to understand that not every single artist is automatically going to start making that much just from drawing furry art.
Right.
Things like your skill level, experience, and other little things will overall determine how much you could potentially earn from your furry drawings. Some artists have priced their commissions from $20 to $50.
Yeah.
Others have gone from $100 to $500 and even higher. Most we could hope for is the commissioner is as enthusiastic as you about the drawing and decides to pay you more for spending all that time improving the drawing. But if they really wanted a simplified art style, then you'll be cooked for spending all that time doing all that drawing when it didn't really matter in the end. I truly don't think there's anything wrong in wanting to draw furries or taking furry art commissions, as long as you're making the art yourself and not tracing art from other artists or stealing art from other artists and passing it off as yours. I think you're doing okay. And if you're really hungry for that sweet furry molder and want to start drawing R-rated furry art, I don't think I'm the right person to give you advice on that. It's literally up to you. But I think as long as you're not drawing any weird stuff with minors or drawing furry CP or lolly, then I think you're relatively safe. But hey, what do I know? I definitely won't be the one to come between you and your bag. Get that bag, queen. Well, it looks like you made it to the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like, share this video with
100%. I agree with everything that he said there. Just make sure if you're gonna go into the furry art space or whatever art space you're going to make money, then understand the consequences that comes with making money. You're not gonna always enjoy what you're doing. You know, you're gonna sometimes experience some stuff that are just super weird. And you might not get paid as much as you expected to get paid in the start, right? But you know, if you want to go draw some furry stuff, then go draw some furry stuff. You know, I'm not knocking your hustle. I'm not like, you know, talking down to anybody who enjoys this type of content. It's art at the end of the day. I do think the suits and all is a little bit much, but that's just my opinion at the end of the day. You know, probably doesn't matter that much to you. And yeah, overall, it's your choice. You know what I'm saying? So I know this video was probably a little bit hard to watch for all of my furry haters out there. You probably won't do so well with the YouTube algorithm, but I enjoyed making it. It was very interesting to watch, and yeah, the more you know about the furry community. So once again, if you want to go ahead and get a commission, maybe a furry one, VGen link is down below in the description. Or if you don't want to use VGen and you want to talk to me a bit more personally and directly, you can always check me out on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Check out the Patreon. It helps support the channel, helps supports me, helps supports bringing these videos to you. And with that being said, thank you guys again for today's video. As always, happy drawing. I'm watching you from afar, and I'm rooting for you. Peace.